children, how are you? I hope you all are doing well and studying well. So बच्चों अलग अलग grammar concepts पढ़ने में मज़ा तो आता है ना, because that's how you use these sentences in your day-to-day vocabulary while reading, while writing, and while speaking also. So children, do you remember about the past tense that we've learned in our previous class? Right. So now in this chapter we are going to talk about the past tense in more detail. Okay, so let's begin. Hello kids. The past tense refers to the actions that took place in the past time. जो actions हो गए उसके बारे में बात करते हैं past tense. Okay, now there are 4 types of past tense: simple past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Clear? Chalo, let's begin with the simple past tense. Okay. The simple past tense is used to describe actions that finished at a definite time in the past. Okay, uses. The simple past tense is used to talk about finished actions and events which were completed at a specific time in the past. For example, I watched a movie last Sunday. Okay, I talked to my mother over the phone. Okay, तो ये actions हो गए in the past, okay, at a specific time. Next, simple past tense are used to talk about finished actions and situations that happened very long ago but are connected to the present with a specified time reference. Okay, Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. Okay, Ashoka the Great decided never to wage war in future. Okay, so these things are implemented or have happened in the past, but it is still being talked about. Okay, repeated actions or past habits and routines. Okay, when I was young, I played the violin. She lived in that house when she was young. Okay, next is actions that started in the past. Okay, continued for some duration and stopped in the past. For example, I lived in Mumbai for 5 years. Okay, matlab they started in the past. Okay, I lived for some time. Okay, 5 साल पहले I went to Mumbai. Okay, I lived there for 5 years and now it has stopped. Okay, now I have moved back to Delhi or to other place where I used to live earlier. Okay, so you're talking about something that started, continued and then it has stopped. Okay, in the past only. Okay, I lived in Mumbai for 5 years. She bathed in the pool for 30 minutes. Clear? Chalo. Now remember, we use the following time expressions with simple past tense. Okay, yesterday, last week, then, just now, when, in, okay, or maybe year, 2020, 2021, etc. Okay. Next is when we're talking about past habits or states which are now finished. Okay, we can also use used to here. Okay, when we were in Delhi, we went to Chandni Chowk every month. Okay, the statement of activity. When we were in Delhi, we used to go to Chandni Chowk every month. It was like a habit. Alright. So now let's look at the structure. Affirmative sentences, negative sentences and interrogative sentences. Okay. I played. I did not play. Did I play? You played. You did not play. Did you play? He played. He did not play. Did he play? She played. She did not play. Did she play? It played. It did not play. Did it play? We played. We did not play. Did we play? They played. They did not play. Did they play? Okay. So now rewrite the following sentences into simple past tense. Okay. The policeman catches the thief. The policeman caught the thief. Okay. The carpenter makes furniture. The carpenter made furniture. Okay. I celebrate my birthday with my friends. I celebrated my birthday with my friends. Okay, clear? तो अभी जल्दी जल्दी बाकी sentences clear कर देना. Okay, they're pretty easy and they're very simple sentences. You can do them quickly. Alright, now let's move to the next one. Simple past and present perfect tense. Although both the simple past tense and the present perfect tense, okay, describe actions completed in the past. However, there is one important difference between their functions, okay. मतलब present perfect tense और simple past tense में एक छोटा सा difference है, okay, okay, between their functions. While the simple past tense describes an action completed in the past and not connected with the present, the present perfect tense describes actions that, although completed in the past, have an effect on the present. चलो एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं, मतलब इजीली आपको समझेगा ये क्या है. जैसे एक्सप्लेनेशन देखेंगे तो इट सेज सिंपल पास्ट टेंस जो होता है, इट डिस्क्राइब्स एन एक्शन, ओके, एक्शन कंप्लीटेड इन द पास्ट. कोई एक्शन पास्ट में कंप्लीट हो चुकी है और उसका प्रेजेंट के साथ कोई लेना देना नहीं. ऑलराइट. एंड प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट टेंस जो होता है उसमें एक्शंस पास्ट में कंप्लीट हो गई है बट दे स्टिल हैव एन इम्पैक्ट ऑन द प्रेजेंट. क्लियर. चलो एग्जाम्पल्स देखते हैं. I wrote my exams well. The exams are done and there is no link here with the present. I have written my exams well. So I expect good grades and a promotion in the next class. Okay, तो ये आ जाएगा आपका present इसमें present perfect tense में. Okay, और first वाला आता है simple past tense में. Clear? So this is the difference between a simple past tense and a present perfect tense. मतलब simple past action हो गई है, okay, और past में action हो गई है, there is nothing to do with the present time. And present perfect में action has happened but it still has some impact on our present. So we are still expecting something out of it. Okay, clear? Now let's look at past continuous tense. This tense tells about an action that was taking place at the time of speaking in the past. Okay, let's look at the uses. We use the past continuous tense to talk about an unfinished action that was interrupted by another action. Okay, I was having dinner when the phone rang. मतलब action हो रही थी खाना खाने की in the past, तभी phone बजा. Okay. She was sleeping when the guests arrived. Okay. Next is actions that lasted for a long time. काफी देर तक actions lasted. Okay. I was mowing the lawn all evening. Meghna was working all night. Okay. Next is the background in a story. For example, it was raining heavily. The birds were resting in their nests. The cows were relaxing in the shade of the trees. The children were playing indoors. So generally story writing में ये words जो होते ये काफ़ी helpful होते. Okay, they are used in the background of the story. बताने के लिए कि story में क्या हो रहा है. Okay, actions that were happening again and again. For example, kings in olden times were constantly fighting with one another. Okay. Madhavi and Kabir were always arguing. Okay. Now next is two actions that were happening at the same time. दो तरीके के actions उसी time पे हो रहे उसके बारे में. Tom was cleaning the room while Alice was washing the clothes. The boys were watching television while the girls were studying. So एक ही जगह पे suppose for example पहला वाला जो है it's happening in the same house. ओके, टॉम क्लीन कर रहा है अपने रूम को और एलिस जो है कपड़े धो रही है. ओके, सेकेंड इज ऑल्सो मे बी इन द सेम रूम, मे बी इन द क्लास रूम. ओके, वेयर द बॉयज आर वॉचिंग टेलीविजन. समटाइम्स होता है ना वो स्क्रीन लगा देते और तभी आप स्क्रीन पे मे बी यू हैव अ फ्री पीरियड एंड ऑल, सो यू वॉचिंग समथिंग ऑन द स्क्रीन एंड द गर्ल्स मे बी दे आर स्टडिंग. ऑलराइट. ओके, an action that was in progress at a stated time in the past. We don't know when the action started or finished. For example, the children were sleeping in the afternoon today. Okay, some beggars were knocking at the door in the morning. Okay, so now this action, okay, was in progress at a stated time in the past. Okay, So we don't know when it has started or when it is going to get over. Now remember, time expressions like while, when, as, the moment, that are used in the sentences of past continuous tense. So now let's look at the affirmative, negative and interrogative sentences, how they are written with regards to past continuous tense. Okay. I was studying. I was not studying. Was I studying? You were studying. You were not studying. Were you studying? He was studying. He was not studying. Was he studying? She was studying. She was not studying. Was she studying? It was studying. It was not studying. Was it studying? We were studying. We were not studying. Were we studying? They were studying. They were not studying. Were they studying? Okay. Now, let's do this exercise to see how much we have followed. Complete these sentences with past continuous form of the verbs given in the brackets. Okay. When I arrived, they were working. When I came back home, my brother was playing video games. Okay. Yesterday at 6, mother and father were preparing dinner. Okay. Clear? चलो ऐसे ही बाकी sentences जल्दी जल्दी लिखो उसके answers because they're pretty easy. Okay. Now let's look at past perfect tense. The past perfect tense indicates that an action was completed at some point of time in the past before another action began. So, we use the past perfect tense to talk about an action that happened before another action in the past. For example, I had eaten food before I watched the film. After I had reached home, it started to rain. Okay, इसमें एक note है देखो. It says past perfect is the same as present perfect in the past context. Okay, so इसमें और present perfect in the past context में काफी similarity है. Okay, for example, there is no cake left. He has eaten it up. There was no cake left. He had eaten it all. Okay, now let's look at the second type when we use this past perfect tense to talk about imaginary things in the past. For example, if I had known that you were ill, I would have helped you. If she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. Okay, so these are imaginary things in the past. अगर मुझे पता होता तो मैं तुम्हारी help करती. Okay, right? An action that finished in the past and whose result was visible in the past only. Okay. When I met Tarun yesterday, he was crying because he had lost his bicycle. तो मैं कल जब उसको मिला था तब वो रो रहा था क्योंकि उसकी bicycle खो गई थी. So that means everything has happened in the past only. Okay. Note, the following time expressions are used with the past perfect tense. जैसे for, since, already, after, just, never, yet, before, by the time, etc. ये सारे जो concepts है ये use होते हैं. They are all time expressions which are used with past perfect tense. Okay. Now, affirmative structure. Okay, let's see how affirmative sentences होते हैं form इसमें. Any subject plus had plus past participle. Okay. Negative होता है any subject plus had not plus past participle. And interrogative में had plus any subject plus past participle. Okay. Now use the past perfect form of the verbs given in the brackets to complete these sentences. He dash his work before 10 in the night. Okay. He had not finished his work before 10 in the night. Okay. She dash a new dress for the party. She has not bought a new dress for the party. Okay. Or you can say she had not bought a new dress for the party. My uncle dash settled in Ahmedabad many years ago. My uncle had settled in Ahmedabad many years ago. Okay. क्लियर? सो जल्दी जल्दी बाकी सेंटेंसेस जो भी है सब कुछ अपने आप करना है, बट रिमेंबर दैट यू हैव टू रीड द टेक्स्ट, ओके, रीड द कॉन्सेप्ट अगेन, so that you know that you're not going to make any mistakes, okay, while you are answering them, and you are following the concepts only. All right, now next is simple past and past perfect tense. While both the simple past and past perfect tense are used to talk about things that had happened in the past, the past perfect tense is used to describe an action that happened before another action in the past. ओके मतलब इसका यही है कि सिंपल पास्ट एंड पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस ऑल्दो दे टॉक अबाउट द सेम थिंग्स दैट हैव हैपेंड इन द पास्ट, ओके, उसी चीज़ के बारे में बात करते जो इन द पास्ट दे हैव हैपेंड, ओके. द पास्ट परफेक्ट इज यूज्ड टू डिस्क्राइब एन एक्शन, ओके, पास्ट परफेक्ट डिस्क्राइब करता है उस एक्शन को दैट हैपेंड बिफोर अनदर एक्शन, ओके, इन द पास्ट. Alright, the action that happened after the action described in the past perfect is expressed in simple past. जैसे आनंदी went out to the market. This is a simple past. और इसका past perfect होगा आनंदी had gone out to the market but came back soon as it started raining. Okay? Past perfect continuous tense. तो अब देखते हैं what are past perfect continuous tense, okay, uses. We use the past perfect continuous tense to talk about an action that started at a definite time in the past and continued up to that point and was in progress at that moment or had very recently finished. Okay, तो हम ये बात करें कोई action के बारे में जो past में शुरू हो गई थी and it went out for quite some time or for a moment of time and it has recently been completed. Okay, Divya was upset because it had been raining all day and she had missed her football practice. She was looking sleepy because she had been keeping awake since the previous night. Okay, so now यहाँ पे जो structure आता है जब आप sentences form करोगे, okay, so remember this structure. For affirmative sentences it can be any subject plus had been, okay, plus verb plus ing. जैसे Divya was upset because it had been, okay, फिर verb rain का उसके साथ ing जोड़ दिया, okay, plus since or for time, okay, all day, okay, or for quite some time. Negative, any subject plus had not been plus verb plus ing plus since or for time, okay. Interrogative में आएगा had plus any subject plus been plus verb plus ing plus since or for plus time, okay. Now let's look at the note. It says that since and for are used with the perfect continuous tense. Since is used to talk about the point of time at which an action began. Okay, so since हम उस चीज़ के लिए use करते हैं when the action began. Okay, the action continues till the moment of speaking. Okay, for is used about the duration of action. Okay, since हमें बताता है कि action कब शुरू हुई है और for हमें बताता है कि कितने देर तक, कितने मतलब what was the duration of the action. Okay, for how long the action happened. She has been practicing her dance moves since this morning. She has a concert tomorrow. She has been practicing her dance moves for 3 hours now. She has a concert tomorrow. Okay. Used to is used to talk about something that happened often in the past but does not happen anymore. Okay, जो चीज़ पास में होती रहती थी कंटिन्यूसली बट अभी नहीं हो रहे, तो इसके लिए हम यूज़ करते यूज टू. ओके, मिस्टर गांगुली यूज टू टीच अस इंग्लिश इन 10th स्टैंडर्ड. आरती यूज टू प्ले फॉर द स्टेट टेबल टेनिस टीम. ओके, क्लियर? चलो अब एक्सरसाइज करते हैं एंड देखते हैं कि आपको कितना समझा है. ओके, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स विद पास्ट परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब्स गिवन इन द ब्रैकेट्स. He dashed the mobile phone for an hour when you arrived. He had been repairing the mobile phone for an hour when you arrived. Okay, he was tired because he had been watching television all night. Okay, ऐसे ही जल्दी जल्दी बाकी sentences अपने आप करने. Okay, use your logic, use reference from the concepts that are there, from the text that is there, and it is very easy to answer all the questions. Okay, next is fill in the blanks of this passage with the appropriate form of the verbs given in the brackets. Caw the crow does not like Miss Kohli. Every time he dash on her window sill, okay, every time he sits on her window sill, she shoos him away. Caw decides to teach her a lesson. Today is Sunday. Miss Kohli, okay, has been eating parathas for breakfast. Okay, says Caw to no one in particular. The clock in Miss Kohli's drawing room had chimed 8 times. Okay, she dashed the plate in one hand, she balanced the plate in one hand, and with the other she held her book. Okay, she was holding her book, or she held her book. Okay, her spectacles and her nose dash inseparable. Okay, were inseparable. ऑलराइट, तो जल्दी जल्दी ऐसे ही एक एक वर्ड्स डाल के इस सुंदर सी स्टोरी को अपने वर्ड्स में लिखो, बट ऑफ कोर्स इन द past tense. Don't forget about it. And I hope that you followed this chapter and you will reread this chapter and attempt all the questions which were there in different exercises.